Alright, gonna be sitting back down, sitting on to Baghdad table. A quick overview. I'm coming to look at this map. Like I said earlier in the videos, Central Powers are slash Ottoman player down to 2 victory points. Once these two are gone, the game's over. So we'll see what we can do. Good news is he's got some pretty beefy divisions. Strictly manpower coming on up. But in his last phase, he chose to manpower or supply. So taking shelter in some spots we don't need supply until we can get supply up in the next turn. But till then, Brits, I don't think got enough strength to make any moves, especially with these beefy units. These units here are pretty beefy. So we'll see what they can do. They got to fight attrition and keep supply coming too. That is the story of this game. Sitting down to the Allied second player turn. We'll be right back. Alright, onward then to the Allied second player turn. We'll go to reorganization. And convert static supply to mobile, vice versa. The supply we do have is mobile, and I think I want to keep it that way. They can go ahead and travel with the units on both my accounts. Basra not having any supply, so he won't be going forward. Neither will. Well, there's supply over there at Abadan. I need to move that stuff on up. Also, hold on a second. Alright. Gotta remember that the Central Powers player has the agents also. I think I seen that on the mobilization chart, and I thought, agent? They don't have agents, but they do. So always be aware of all the aspects of the game. It's where we got into trouble over there at the Mediterranean table. But like I said, these are just learn through videos, so we make mistakes on through there. And you watch some of these intricate games where the designers, I've seen where Mark Herman was going through. He was playing Voco, and I think it might have been Netski or one of those games. I can't remember right off my head, but yeah, they were the same thing I do, and they designed the games, forgetting sequences and parts though. But I made another faux pas earlier. I forgot what it was when I was saying something about somebody had my fact wrong. Which one was that? I don't think it was about the Danes. What was it? What was it? Maybe a leader or whatever. But anyway, ain't nothing to do with this game. Getting off a track. It's getting sidetracked. So anyway, we're back here. We're going to be keeping these supplies the way they are. We'll go over here to more of the reorganization. And it says reorganize and build units. We won't be doing that. Build infrastructure. We'd like to build a railroad, but we don't have supply to expend. So we will be going down here to the supply phase, and this will be really important in this move for the Allied slash British slash Indian power. Expend supply points to move and have combat. Well. Over here at the old Baghdad station, and I know that Central Powers unit, our player had to move his units, or I rather, had to move my units into these cities to take shelter from attrition, but in doing so, I've left Baghdad wide open. And the only thing that really slowed these guys down would be their baggage train, but I think on the road they'll be just fine. So let me go ahead and do me some, we will expend. And that's one thing good about these forces I have. I've definitely kept them read the rules, kept them well in supply. We will expend one of these, throw it up here to be put away later, so he will be able to move and have combat. Also, we will expend, well, let me look at these guys. These guys aren't too strong, but they got a lot of supply. I kind of need to get this supply and everybody up to Baghdad. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, he's got it blocked. Got it blocked with the zones of control. Good moves on my part again. On my alter ego. Yeah, I need 2 egos to play solo, so yeah, that might have thwarted my plan. Let me look. Be right back. Alright, so it's really tempting to take a shot at Baghdad. But upon further review, I got a bunch of supply. He's just waiting to pounce on me, but he don't have no supply, but he only needs supply during this first phase, so he can come and jump on me for his first phase his next turn. catch me out here if I don't get this. I could lose this whole force. These guys are as weak as all get out. They're meant for speed. But my only 2 points are this one and this one. Do I take a shot? Once I get over here, if I take it or don't take it, it will draw the units back. Oh. I ain't that strong. Russians aren't that strong. Do I use them or lose them? Just getting on to the turn phase. Russian Revolution's going to come up. Making decisions. Be back. Alright, second look at these Ottoman forces. They aren't doing too bad. We got us this nice Ottoman division here, backed up by some German units that just came on in. Another Ottoman battalion, but they're not too shabby on their strength, as you can try to see here. But 3, 4, and 8, backed up by a 12. This is nothing but a little expeditionary recon force, like ain't nothing to stop them. Down here again, we got 1, 2 divisions, some cavalry, and some not looking too bad. So we got a nice little game going on here. Right now it's stalemate, but I'm gonna have to hold off on the attack on Baghdad. Oh shoot. If I do go for the attack, I'm gonna have to pull these guys back. They're out there just looking, although they could be used as a decoy. Yeah, we'll make a decision here. Be right back. Alright then, this is what we're doing. This is what we have decided to do. We will go for Baghdad. We expended that 1 supply unit to do so. So who's moved up there? Cavalry or Russian units. 2 Russian divisions of cavalry are going to attack Baghdad. So we also brought a supply unit. So and he had the road movement allowance to get him there. So we're there with 2 units and supply. We'll go ahead with an attack. And defending is just a little Ottoman regiment. We'll see what. That'll be very interesting. No support anywhere. We haven't done that yet. But I moved my other supply back that was with these guys. So we moved him back. I moved him enough to where what's his road bonus? He's just 1 away. Just 1 away. I think his unit could move up to here. So we're outside of his zone of control also. And over here we will expend this supply unit, putting him over here back in the storage. And with him just expended, we moved our recon unit over here in the marsh. And in this time of year, the winter and spring, they get sorry about the shadow, a marsh bonus of -1 during this time of year. So we moved them back. Everybody that's turned sideways signifies it moved. And what I did with the rest of my supply, sent them on over here into Basra. Let's see here. Brought my 2 suppliers on in, and they'll join a Indian infantry division holding on to Basra. So that is what I've decided to do. We'll be back with some supply. We did our movement phase and combat. Be right back. Alright, here's a tale of the tape with the 2 Russian cavalry divisions. Got to get over the river and into the city and start attacking these Ottoman infantry battalion. Not many of them in there. Tale of the tape is 12 Russian cavalry attack factors versus 3 Ottomans. That's a 4. Divide that equals a 4.0 times 100. We'll be looking at a 400 column. Alright. Look underneath that 400 column. Now there will be a 1 column shift down for a city that the Ottomans are in, and a 1 column shift because you guys gotta go over a river. And I guess the bridge don't help. As a matter of fact, that just consolidates them in there for a nice little pick-off spot. And I forgot what it was. It was Oh, I know what I was talking about earlier. What I want to correct myself on. It wasn't called Gods and Generals. That was a movie. It's called Kings and Generals channel. So slash that, correct that. Not Gods and Generals, where I'm getting all my videos from. It's called Kings and Generals. It's a really good channel. But to get back, we were talking about how these forces got to be funneled through this bridge, and we're going to get off topic here real quick. But there's and it might have been a Kings and Generals video about Wellington and one of his sieges in Spain or something like that, where they actually had to. When it tells you what happens when a wall's breached, and before they all go in, they all got to draw straws or something, and because when you go through a breach in a wall, I mean, it's just body upon body. I mean, you're climbing over it. It's so easy to kill them. But the only bonus is once you get in, if you can get past not getting killed, which you probably got a 95% chance of doing, you get the bonus of going around and looting, grabbing all the spoils and, raping all the women. That's what they all want to do. And so they were all eager to do it. I forgot what their names were, but they had special names for them. And really going through a breach in a wall was an horrific act. The whole thing back then was horrific. So just be glad you're born in the time we were born in. But anyway, get back to this battle. I guess that's why we get a bonus on that river. So we get 2 column ships. So we're going to be adjusting this. 1, 2, we'll be on this one here. The Ottoman player will grab his dice and look for a high die roll in this battle for Baghdad. And that'll put the Ottomans down to 1. So we'll see what the result will be. Oh, and another thing, it's a 5. It's a good roll. No support. We ain't got no support anywhere. So this is just a random battle here. And let's see what the result is. A 5 is a defender retreat. Alright. 5. Let's go over there one more time. Yep, defender retreat. We're right back. Alright, pretty simple there. Just retreat 1 hex. You can't retreat into his zone of control though, so you had to pull out that way. If you had been here, you would have been in his zone of control still. So what you have to do is, let me do this over real quick. Do it this way. After the attack, he's got to retreat. He can't retreat here because it's in his zone of control. He can retreat here, or back into the swamp. But I believe I'll just come out to here, and that's what we'll do. Down the road this way, and the Russians have taken Baghdad, leaving the Central Powers side with only 1 left over. But they're not down yet. They're down, rather, but they are not out yet. They are not done at all. They got a bunch of units coming around and a whole new phase for them, although they don't have any supply. So they won't be doing much in their second phase. I think he has supply. That's a bit. These guys are all out of supply. Won't be able to move through a second blitzkrieg turn. All right, that'll be it. We'll be back. I got my counter going. It's all in red, and red means my battery's low. Found that out. Got a low battery, but we will be back. All right, we got another faux pas we're going to clean up here. But we'll act like we know what we're doing in this game. And we made a correction for it. But it is now after the combat phase, the attrition phase. So any units not in a city, i.e. my little expeditionary force, has to expend a supply point to stay out of attrition. And I moved all my supply back here to Basra, so we'll act like we know what we're doing. And now we'll keep that unit there with them. We'll expend this one. So the other supply point that would have went in here to Basra, instead of 2 of them, sorry about that, instead of 2 of them, we'll have only had 1. And we'll say that these guys held on to this one because they see the attrition coming. I don't play the game, so I don't know what's going on. But once we get to play it, we'll know to keep these units in here. So he had supply. We'll put this one over here in the expended supply. Going through that supply, you can see there's 3 units we went through there. And that'll keep him at full strength. So I would have known that had I known the game. So we still got 1 that we got out of there and went back to Basra with. Now, what do we do with this guy? Oh, he's not in the city and he's a supply unit. Does a supply unit expend supply? Does he eat himself up? I will look. Be right back. Answers my question right away. The below units are not required to check for attrition. Units in town, supply units, Wolverine, Camels, Partisans, British units in Baku, Persians in Persia. These are all units in off-map display. Air and naval support units. Okay, well that takes care of that. These guys are good. And like I said, all right. Now we're ready for the Ottoman response. I'll be right back. All right, reorganization time for the Central Powers player. And one thing to make note of is they got no supply. None of these guys got supply with them except this unit right here. And fortunately, though, they took shelter for the attrition coming up in these cities. This guy does not. So, first thing they want to do is, are we going to keep this supply unit static, or keep it mobile, or make them static? If we make them static, he'll have a 4 hex range, but that won't help us out none. So we'll just keep him there for these guys for their attrition. Maybe they'll move, maybe they won't. We'll find out what's up. If they move and they use this for the combat phase now, they won't have nothing unless they get into a city for the attrition coming up. So it might be better just to hold off and wait for that, save that supply unit for attrition. The only thing is this guy here, he ain't gonna be able to move because he has no supply. He will suffer attrition, but I think that might be it for the. It'll be a real quick second phase for the Ottoman player not having supply, but we did that at the expense of getting all these manpower on the map, and plus they're now in shelter in town, so they won't have to worry about attrition. But this next turn coming up, that'll be a prime requirement. So therefore, he'll stay here. We will move down here to the Central Powers reorganization phase. We kept everything the way it was. Supply phase. We can expend supply to move. We won't be doing that because number one, we don't have supply, and we don't want to really move. Because if we move, we'll have to take Basra, which is really well defended. Well, I got some units here. Can I take it and get into it? Man, it's taking a chance. Let me look at this real quick. Be right back. Alright, look at that combat table. I've already added them up. I think it'd be the 140, between 100 and 149 table. You see there's a lot of attacker. Bloodbath, counterattack. I mean, I'd have to roll a 6. So we will not be going after Basra. Stand put on that one. Oh, we will be moving now to the second movement phase. We won't be doing that. We won't be doing combat. We will be doing attrition check, and the only one, like I said, it's caught out in the open is this unit right here. Be back with our first attrition check of the game. All right, rolling for that unit, looking for a 1 to 3. Anything over a 3, and he's suffering elimination. I think that's what it said, elimination. Alright, there we go. A 4. So we are here. No effect. 4 to 6. Eliminate the unit. Wow. See you later. To the old. Oops. Kind of get things a little. Things can get a little dicey on these stacks. You definitely need some grognard skills. So that's that. Wow. Eliminated. Alright then, we will move over here to the sequence of play and Central Powers, attrition check, end of turn phase. So we're going through the turns on this game. Check for end of turn actions, that's just victory point totals. Move to game turn marker, so we will be going here, flipping it, and moving it. 1916s. I think we start rolling 2 dice for some of these recruitment points and stuff, but it is now 1916, summer and fall. Huh. We're ready. Let's get it on. Start off with the random events for the Allies. All right, gonna call it a bid, but before we do, we forgot to expend the caravan for their attrition. That is corrected, and we will say is a video Be back for the next turn.